Before we get in the program, Holly, it's time for this week's Joke of the Week, and we have a double.
I think you need to read the first one.
All righty, because it's more appropriate for me here.
Yeah.
My wife wanted to brighten up the garden, so I planted some bulbs.
All right, the other joke is, in my hometown, 2 trees were arrested for doing some shady business.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. So this week's garden joke is brought to you by Rescue.com. American-made rescue products keep your family home and yard protected from pests and insects like wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, flies, ants, and more. Learn more at Rescue.com. That's RESCUE.com. So let's talk about the garden center.
The garden center is a great place. We encourage you to visit your local independent garden center. However, there's garden centers that they're in the business to make money, and whether it's ethically appealing or kind of shady, or if it's absolutely pure, they want to make money, and some are better at it than others. And these are not so much of the gotcha your money, haha. This is more of you need to be aware of these things because you don't need to purchase them.
Right. So one thing is, we were at the garden center recently,
right?
So where we saw some of these items. One thing that you had saw was the small elevated raised beds. Are those
They were about foot long and maybe 6 inches deep, and they were 36 inches high, like this, like a cabinet in a kitchen. However, the image on the box showed tomatoes. Now, these were probably dwarf tomatoes or tiny Tim tomatoes, but many people are not familiar with those type of varieties. They think a tomato is a big plant and you can put it anywhere and it's going to grow. That's simply not the case. Those elevated raised beds are excellent for certain items. However, with any type of container outside of the ground or raised bed, the less soil you have, the sooner and quicker it's going to dry up, and the most likelihood is that you're going to forget to water and the plants are going to die. So they're going to dry out quicker. So keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with an elevated raised bed if you plant the proper thing in it and not something that's oversized for that small container or raised bed.
Okay, so then another one was the potting soil. So this is like the potting soil versus
seed starting
seed starter.
Basically.
Yeah, and it's the name brand versus the store brand. So for example, I think one was like twice as much because it was a name brand situation.
Right. We got the store brand, which is just regular potting soil. It has a little bit of pine bark, has a little sphagnum peat moss, some slow release fertilizer, and some water retention mechanisms in order to hold the moisture. 1 cubic foot for $9.99. Now, about 5-6 years ago, it was 2 cubic foot for $11.99. So we all know what has happened here. Then we go that was in the greenhouse portion because we know where that stuff is. That's the brand. You want to go and search out this stuff for the store brand. We go down to the seed starting aisle, and they have name brand, popular nationwide brand, 1 cubic foot for $25.99. And there is absolutely no more of a difference between what we bought for $9.99 and that bag that was for $25.99, except the name on the bag.
Right, and that's a good point. Is that the name brand versus the store brand, and it's the same ingredient, same whatever it may be. I mean, it may be like a little bit of a difference, but for the most part,
$18 difference,
yeah.
No, not $18 difference or whatever that figures out to be.
So there was sprouting seeds, which I know. If you know, you can sprout seeds in your home, and then you have the sprouts, and they're a nice nutrient dense way to enjoy some greens in a way. And this company has specific sprouting seeds, but you don't have to buy specific sprouting seeds. You can just use any sort of seed. You can sprout them. Now some are going to be a little bit tastier than others, but a lot of these are like broccoli, like smaller seeds, like broccoli seeds, radish seeds. I don't know if you sprout carrot seeds or not, but broccoli and radish are the 2 major ones. And these were sold in a pack, and it was like they were labeled sprouting seeds, and they're basically twice as much as the other seeds.
Nothing, just normal seeds. You can go to jungseed.com and use coupon code 10TG25 and save 15% off your order. We'll talk more about coupon codes later in the program. Cocoa fiber or cocoa core, we can throw in peat pellets in this category as well. People utilize these mechanisms in order to start seeds, which are a great method in order to have a predetermined amount of material in a fiber pot or in a fiber netting. When water is applied, they expand to multiple different sizes based on what you're getting. However, there is zero nutrient value in that cocoa core pellet. So what occurs is you start your seeds, you put your tomatoes, your peppers, your eggplants in them, and I wouldn't do onions or don't do root crops or anything like that. But just for this particular example, your tomatoes, your peppers, your eggplants, they look good for about 4 weeks, and then they start really going downhill, and you're like, what's going on? I keep watering. What's occurring is they have utilized all the energy that nature has provided for them inside of the seed coat, and now they are desperately looking for some nutrients, some food in order to grow. Now, if you want to utilize either one of these, now the cocoa core or the cocoa fiber, if you're making your own compost, you can utilize that and mix that in with compost and like a potting soil mix. With the peat pellets, the expandable peat pots, you can utilize liquid fertilizer, organic preferably, and use it at a quarter of the strength of what the package says in order to supplementally feed your plants in your peat pellets until you transplant them into soil, or you into a bigger pot container, or you put them outside.
Right. So yeah, that's the cocoa core, peat pellet, etc. And then the root crop seedlings and the direct sowing seedlings. So, for example, now it's not where we are and where our what do you call it? Base station? What did you call it?
Anyway.
Where we are in Wisconsin, we're not to the point of seedlings yet.
Flagship station.
Stations.
You're going to see this at your garden center. You're going to see the seedlings. You're going to see carrot seedlings. You're going to see green bean seedlings. You're going to see carrot seedlings. Squash seedlings. Seeds in which, when you look on the package, it says direct sow. You don't transplant carrots, you don't transplant radishes, you don't transplant corn. Green beans are iffy at best. Squash is very sensitive roots. So whenever they're trying to get you to buy these things to make it convenient. However, it's not convenient whenever you pay $4, $5, $8 for a pack of half dozen to a dozen of these plants in a container, transplant them, and one survives because they're not designed to be transplanted. They've got your money, you've planted them, they've died, you feel bad that you did something wrong, you go buy again.
It's definitely very much a gimmick, and I don't know why they continue. I mean, obviously because people buy them. That's why they continue.
Uneducated people. That's what we're here for, to educate you so you make your money go farther and your success rate goes exponentially higher.
So take note. Obviously maybe you don't have seedlings where you are right now. Maybe you do. But either way, don't fall for it. Go back inside the garden center, go to the seed area and get yourself a pack of radish seeds or squash seeds or whatever you want to grow. And then, if you have any questions, you can always give us a call or do a little research. We're happy to help.
Seed heat mats.
Heat mats. So a lot of people think that they need the heat mats for seed starting. And if you're starting in just normal room temperature, your living room or kitchen or wherever, you don't need the heat mat. It's possible you might need it if you start like in a basement or something.
Unclimatized
area. But
cold greenhouse.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Don't use it. And then also don't use a heat mat a heat pad that you use for your body. Those are not regulated. No. You can't get proper heat distribution equally throughout the seed tray. So 99% of you will never need a heat mat. So
right.
That's just some of the multitude, but we want to make you aware before you start buying these things that are not necessary or purchasing these things for the wrong reason.
So we are brought to you today by our sponsor, Walton's Inc. We know you care about where your food comes from. Canning and preserving your fruits and vegetables is great, but what about the meat? At waltonsinc.com, you can get all the seasoning, equipment, and supplies to make sausage, jerky, and any other meat product your way to your high standards. Do you want to make snack sticks that people will actually like? Walton's created meatjustics.com, an informational site to help you make the best finished product. Walton's even has a full line of their own meat grinders, mixers, and sausage stuffers to help you go from animal to edible. Walton's everything but the meat. Use code GROW50 to save 10% off your orders of $50 or more.